YouTube channel. My name is Zanele for all those that do not know me. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to the family. So you guys, today's topic is very important, especially for us natural hair lovers, for us the people that love our natural hair, for all those that want to grow their natural hair and want to learn of ways that they can take care of their natural hair without manipulating their hair too much. So I believe today's topic is for those kinds of people. So today's topic will be all about protective styles. So yes, what is protective styles? A protective style is any kind of hairstyle that is able to keep your hair ends tucked away for a period of time, and that is because you don't want to manipulate your hair as often as you would if your hair is out. So they are called protective styling because they help maintain the health of our hair, right? And so what are the type of hairstyles that are considered to be a protective? The most famous one that we have already been using to protect our hair is braids. You have all kinds of braids that you can do so that you can keep your hair tucked away for a month or 2 months, or however long you wish to keep your hair in a protective style, because we all know that people are different. I could do a protective style and do it for a month, and someone else could do a protective style and do it for 6 months. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying other people do that, and results, they do get results. You can see that they reach a massive hair growth. But I think there are things that they do to protect their scalp and like for the health of their scalp while they are keeping a protective style for that much long. So why should we protect our hair? It's simple. You want to not manipulate your hair very often. Like, it's for minimum manipulation. If you have your hair in braids, if you have your hair in a twist, if you have your hair in mini braids, if you have your hair in a wig, for example, you don't have that much access to your hair for you to be able to fiddle with it time and time again, which is considered a great thing for your hair, because you're giving your hair a break. You are not styling your hair every day. You are not like touching your hair non-stop, which I don't know why we do that, but because your hair is out, your afro is out, you want to touch it and fiddle with it, which leads to breakage, by the way. But it's something that we do. So how long should a protective style be worn? So generally people would say that a protective style should be worn from 6 to 12 weeks, right? But because we are different, it's different strokes for different folks. As we know, you keep a protective style on your hair however long you want to keep it, right? If you want to keep it for a month, that is cool. If you want to keep it for 2 months, that is cool. If you want to keep it for up to 6 months, that is cool. But I feel like as long as you are taking care of your hair under that protective style, you're washing your hair, you are bathing your scalp, you are washing your scalp, you're doing treatments to your hair to make sure that your hair stays healthy, even if it's in a protective style. So that you continue to maintain the health of your hair, even though maybe your end goal would be length, even though maybe your end goal would be to see hair growth. But we have to consider the fact that your hair should be healthy first and foremost. Before you go for length, before you go for other things that you might want your goal, like the goals that you might want your hair to reach, your hair must be healthy first, right? So that is the important thing. You must be able to consider the health of your hair more than you consider your length, more than you consider how much volume your hair has, more than you consider any other thing. You must consider that your hair must be healthy. You must consider that your scalp must be healthy. And yeah, man, like I think that is the most important thing that we we tend to get wrong, is that when we have protective styling, when we have our hair in a protective style, we tend to think that is a way for us to not like take care of our hair. You know, like you have braids and then you think, ah man, I have braids, so I'll just do it. I just wash my hair when I take my braids out. But I mean, there are things now, like there are products that you can use to wash your braids. Even yeah, like your normal shampoo, you can just wash your hair, wash your braids. Your hair is clean. You can still keep your braids for another month if you want to, but as long as your hair is clean and your scalp is clean, like I can't reiterate it. Like I feel like we can't stop talking about, like, healthy hair is beautiful hair. Like healthy hair equates to beautiful hair. Your hair length, we all want length. Like I don't want to lie, I want my hair to be there by my waist or by my shoulders. You know, we all want length, but I believe we must all strive for a healthy hair. So let's continue. So as we spoke, what kind of hairstyles are considered to be protective? Because we all know that there are hairstyles that do not necessarily protect your hair. Like hairstyles that are too tight on your hair, hairstyles that are too pulling on your hair too much. Those kind of hairstyles do not protect your hair. Rather, those kind of hairstyles those kind of hairstyles contribute to your hair breaking, to your hair being strained, you know, a painful scalp. Those kind of hairstyles that, you know, you have to drink pills after you get the hairstyle. You have to put Vaslab for the whole night on your hair because your hair is painful. That is not what we want. You want to put on a hairstyle and you can still function like your normal self. So your braids, you can have cornrows, you can have box braids, you can have mini braids like I have, you can have your twists, you can have mini twists, you can do what is this, flat twists. You can do any type of twists. You can use fiber to get your twists done. What I think I do not understand, or maybe I do not consider as a protective styling, is our normal updos, like your bun, your high puff, your maybe low puff. I feel like because I still have access to my own hair, like I can still reach my hair, like I can still fiddle with it, I can still touch it. That to me says your hair is not protected as it should be protected. Your ends are not tucked away, you know. So that kind of hairstyle I don't consider much as protective. Yeah, so sorry about that. I had to do something quickly. Yes, buns and your updos. Personally, I don't see that as a protective styling, but someone else might though. Someone else might, sorry, put their hair in a bun for a week, put their hair in like an updo for a week, and it's okay. The thing that was controversial for a lot of people was is if wigs considered as a form of protective styling, because people usually think when you wear a wig you don't love your hair. I don't know why, especially the other gender. But you know, we know that we love our hair and you don't need anybody to tell you otherwise because you know your own truth, right? So I consider wigs as a type of protective styling because my hair would be plaited, in cornrows, I'd still be taking care of my hair. I'd still be moisturizing my hair. I'd still be doing everything that is necessary for me in that type of protective styling to protect my hair. And your ends are tucked away. You don't fiddle with your hair too much. So I think for me that is might not be the best for some people, but I feel like that for me is the best type of protective styling you can do, because you're able to wash your hair, you're able to wash your scalp. You can do all the other things that you can do in other types of protective styling. And yeah, man, so protective styling. So usually people say protective styles promote hair growth. How do they promote hair growth is I think the big question. So if you are doing like me, say I started seeing the TikTok girlies talking about mini twists, and how mini twists have grown their hair in terms of length retention, right? So I started doing mini twists so that I can see if is it true or is it a lie. And then I did mini twist, I think, for a month, and I could see, like, even if it was not like a massive change, but I could see the smaller change in the length of my hair between before and after I did mini twists. And which for me was like, whoa, maybe they have discovered the secret to returning length and not manipulating your hair too much, all those good stuff. So I feel like the type of hairstyles that protect our hair are the types of hairstyles that allow you not to be able to manipulate your hair too much. And in that way they help you to be able to retain length rather. And that is how I feel you will be able to see if your hair is growing or not. Also, you have to like physically check your do a length check rather. You have to like, okay, this month maybe my hair was here, and then you do a type of protective styling, and then maybe 2 to 3 months after you can see, okay, this month my hair is here. That is like, it doesn't seem like a big difference, but it is a big difference for your hair, not for you, because I mean you want to see like massive difference in hair growth, but that tiny little difference that you see, if you continue to be consistent in doing protective styling, in taking care of your hair, in doing things that are necessary to be able to feed your hair the nutrients that it needs, I guarantee you will see growth little by little. Eventually you will be able to get to where you want your hair to be. But I feel like we must never look at someone else's hair and make their hair our hair goals, because you don't know what that person is doing. Firstly, you don't know what genes do they have in their family. You don't know how they're taking care of their hair, sorry, and like how they're taking care of their scalp, the things that they are doing to be able to get to the length that they are in. But also, you don't know how long that person has had their natural hair, the struggles that they went through to be able to get to the point where they are. So I feel like you should never have someone else's hair and see that as, what, that is my hair goal, because your hair and their hair is very different. You must also be able to recognize that, and in understanding that, you are able to give yourself grace and understand your own journey and your own growth. And I feel like it becomes easier to have a beautiful relationship with your own hair when you don't compare your hair to other people's hair. I hope you guys like really understand me. There are ways that are considered helpful in helping you through the journey where you want to grow your hair, helping you through getting to a point where you want your hair to sorry, I'm rambling. I don't even understand what I'm saying. There are things that you can do to be able to get to a point where you want your hair to be. That's what I want to say. Things that you can do to get your hair to a point where you want it to be. Exactly. Ha. Yes. So a lot of people talk about trimming your hair ends specifically. So that is one way where you are trimming the dead ends of your hair so that you are able to make way for new hair to grow. And you will see if you're not trimming your hands, not your hands, oh my god. If you're not trimming if you're not trimming your ends religiously, you will see that your hair will start to have split ends. Your hair will start to tangle a lot. Your hair will start to break a lot. And you will think that you have a problem or your hair has a problem of breakage. But sometimes it might not be breakage necessarily. It might just be your split ends now falling off themselves. So I think to avoid losing hair unnecessarily, we should be able to get maybe monthly trims, or you can go 2 times. When you start, maybe you don't know what to do, go to a salon and they can tell you, okay, you can do it 2 times a year. I'm just making an example. You can do it 2 to 3 times a month, or you can do it however how, like, you can do it how I can't speak. You can do it, my dear God. You can you can do it however many times you want to do it. You can do it like many a times, as long as you are taking care of your hair, you are removing those split ends. You can trim your hair even like 5 times if you feel like that would work for you. Jesus Christ, that wasn't hard. Right. So trimming has its benefits. Trimming will help you to avoid split ends, as I said. Trimming will help you to your hair to not freeze up. Trimming will help you to prevent knots, because I think the thing that I've seen with my own hair when it's tangled, when it has knots, is that I don't have the patience to get the knots out little by little, knot by knot. I want to just pull my hair out because I want to get through detangling and get through wash day as quickly as I can, especially on days where I am tired, I am exhausted, but I have to wash my hair. So you get to a point where you can see that you have knots, you can see that you have tangles, but you just want to finish. So you just take out the knots as quickly as possible, which leads you to breaking your hair unnecessarily, which leads you to losing more hair than you ought to lose when you it's your wash day, as opposed to maybe doing a hot oil treatment the previous day, or detangling your hair the previous day, or like detangling your hair when you have like plenty of time. Like, don't do detangle and do wash day, because that in its own is like strenuous. It's 2 processes at once. Detangle your hair, be gentle with your hair, use water, be able to be patient with every knot that you find in your hair. I feel like that will help you a lot. That will help you to not lose unnecessary hair on your wash days, or when you detangle your hair, or when you style your hair. Also, trimming helps with helps with preventing hair damage. Like I just said, if you have knots, if you have tangles, that means you are doing more harm than good to your own hair, especially if you don't have patience to get the knots and the tangles out. And then the one thing that I think I had been struggling with before is I didn't know how to style my hair. I thought afro, updo, it's the in thing. But as I continued to learn, I discovered that if my hair had knots, if my hair had tangles, it was more difficult for me to style my hair. But if my hair was like easier to manage, I enjoyed styling my hair in those circumstances. If my hair was easy to manage, if my hair was soft, and that doesn't mean you have to go and get products that make your hair soft. Water, water, water can help you achieve that. That is why a lot of people say water is a natural hair girl's best friend, because water makes everything so easy. I don't want to lie to you. Using water makes everything easy. That is just what I've found, and that has been working so nicely for me. Because and water, you don't have to buy water. It's free. It is absolutely free. Just go in a tap and put in your hair and go about your business. Right. So yeah, man. It makes styling easy, and then it keeps your hair healthy, because if you don't have split ends, you don't have tangles, knots and stuff, your hair is healthy. And as I said before, I feel for me that is the ultimate goal, for our hair to be healthy. And really, I hope that is your end goal too. Besides length, besides every other thing, I hope your main focus for your natural hair, or it can be relaxed hair, but I hope your main focus is that your hair is healthy. So, how many times should you trim your hair? Like I said, it's up to you. You can do it 2 to 3 times a month, or you can do it less, you can do it more. It's really up to you on how many times you want to trim your hair. It's up to you, because I mean, everybody knows their hair best. Everyone knows what works for their hair, and what does not work for their hair. And I really hope that you study your own hair. You study the journey that you and your hair had before now. And you understand the things that work for you and the things that do not. Because it's easy for us to go on social media and have people say, I use this, I use this, I use this, I use this. But the thing that I think we do not understand is that those are the things that work for them, and the things that work for me will not necessarily work for you too. Some of the methods that I use might work for you, but not all of them would work for you. I think that is the thing that we struggle to understand. As I was saying, I hope you get a chance to understand your own hair, and understand your own journey more than anything. I think we all have different hair, and we must understand our own journey more than we want to understand other people's journey. Natural hair is beautiful, man. If you've seen on the socials, you'll see people have beautiful hair. But it also is a process that takes some people years to reach the length and the volume and the health of the hair that they want. So be patient with your own process. Love your hair. Be gracious to yourself, man, about how the journey is unfolding. But more than anything, enjoy growing your hair. Enjoy learning to style your hair. Enjoy learning different methods that will help you to reach the hair goals that you want to reach. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. Bye.